Very good. Cheers. So this whole week I have just been not necessarily procrastinating, but there was always like something in me that was like, you know, I always have like my to-do list of like the basic things I need to do throughout the week, you know, as we all do. Usually doing things on set days, especially for like the podcast, just so that I can get it a week done. This week, I just, for some reason, couldn't for the life of me sit down and record this week. I did it yesterday, but I just kept thinking like, oh, I would rather be doing something else, and I need to figure out what that is. Like, not necessarily for the podcast, but just something else in my life. So I've been, I started another Instagram account just for my poetry, because I don't like it clogging up my personal one. I just feel like, again, it's that whole thing of like, how do you hold all versions of yourself, you know? Since I was a teenager, I used to have these beautiful posters on my bedroom wall. It just kind of became this extension of how I feel about myself and how I feel like my internal world looks. And my high school art teacher and art history teacher, she gave them to me, and she was like, if you want them, you can have them. They're just like sitting in the classroom forever. And so I spent a whole day just guillotining these calendars so that I could have them on my bedroom wall. It was just kind of one of those things that I've always kind of had follow me around, and then I kind of forgot about it until 2023, until I like a couple of years ago at my old Ponsonby flat, and I was going through what I call my mind valley, which is when I started looking at the patterns of my life, when I literally went through this is so crazy, but I literally have a spreadsheet of like all my memories, because I don't know, I just, something in me was like, I need to figure out why certain things keep happening, or I don't know, it was just this beginning of this long journey of self-discovery that I wanted to do before I turned 30. And I called it the Mind Valley, and I started posting up my postcards on my bedroom wall, bought more, and I've just added to it, and I have all these postcards, and they were always above my desk when I was working. They were just so beautiful to just kind of, you know, have witness to my life. And the short story that I talked about in the Future of Home podcast episode, that kind of stemmed from that idea that I had from these postcards of like paintings being able to like collect your memories for you and have their own interpretation. Anyways, so yeah, I went into my memory box and found all of them, because I took them off my wall in my apartment. It would have been last year, because I'm a little bit traumatized. I'm a little bit traumatized from like my career. I won't get into like why and everything like that, but I just got rid of everything from that time period. I just needed like a break from anything that reminded me of that time period, just because I couldn't cope. Yeah, and so I put everything away into this little memories box, and I've only just kind of came across it again. Yeah, and so I've started like thinking about that more and more, and I was like, oh, that's such a great idea to just like, why don't I do that now? You know, this idea of like the paintings being able to like talk about my own life. Why can't I, you know, come up with ideas for these paintings and just like start writing? So I've posted a couple of them on my stories on my main account, but also just started a new account called the Mind Valley, looking at the little postcards and being like, what would you say? What would you want to say? So the latest one that I posted, I was a bit like, I hope no one thinks that that's like related or pointed to anybody, because it was like this one. Okay, so I think it's really cool because like I love a lot of, you know, dead poets. Love the movie, by the way. You know, you never actually know what they mean by things. So one poem in particular, you probably think it's about this like Victorian woman who's like, you know, hosting guests and stuff. In my perspective, that's about a sex worker who's like in this brothel, right? Like there's so many levels and layers to writing that people just will never know the complexities of. And so I'll do it for this one. How does it say? Let me just bring it up because it's right here. And so I originally looked at the painting and I just thought like, what would you say? And like also thinking about my own other work to be like, okay, so it's, you left her unread, in the stillness she waited, now she writes to him. And I wrote that because one, I wanted to write a haiku. Really love writing haikus. I think they're a really fun little challenge to be like, how can you put so much into so little? I love that challenge. And that painting, I have this like story that I've been writing on and off for a while about a woman who's like waiting for her husband, and like it's during wartime, things like that. And while she's waiting, another man tries to like get her to realize her husband isn't coming back. It's like a whole thing. Anyways, and it's this idea that she starts writing letters to somebody else. Yeah, so that's kind of that's where that idea comes from. No one's in my DMs, no one's left me unread. I'm not writing to anybody. So that's the background of that. And I just thought it was really beautiful, this like sort of juxtaposition of an old painting mixed with like this modern love story of like how people kind of like get left unread, you know what I mean? I just thought it was so silly and beautiful. And so that's the backstory of that haiku. So yeah, let's have another exciting, what will she do today? I will cook today. I've been cooking for the past 2 days. I've been making the same meal. It is my favorite dish. It is orecchiette with, orecchiette? I never know. Lived in Italy for a year. Still don't know how to pronounce words. Peas, lemon and basil, and zucchini or courgette. It is my favorite. I literally used to live off it for like almost a year. That's what I ate every single day because it was just super easy, super delicious, really light and fresh. So we'll make that for dinner tonight. Okay, I'm gonna get finished for the rest of the day and I will see you when I see you. That in today's society is that the thing that once kept us safe is now keeping us small. It is 3:30. I haven't had any food today, but I have the last 2 slices of my sourdough, and so we're gonna make some eggs, an avocado on toast. Also, I bought a new basil plant. Our community garden, it's like really dying at the moment because of winter, and so I bought a new basil plant and I need to repot it. I had a plant on my bedside that died on me because like, I don't know, it's like I had people over here once and like the plant died and I was like, oh, they shouldn't be in my life. Like the plant died. I don't know, I just feel like plants can look after you. So I'm hoping to take care of this little basil plant. I will repot him because I want to give him a fighting shot at life. So that will be a today's task. My little was outside. It is fucking freezing today. I'm like not having a good time. Anyways, chaotic cooking with Ali, yay! And then my little, it's like a quarter of an avocado. Do you have anything interesting to say? Not really. Do you want to watch what I'm doing? Is that fun? Do you want to see that? Are you intrigued? Are you intrigued by this? God, do I want scrambled or fried? I like a scramble. Let's do a scramble. So we get out our little boy. I really love these. I found them at an op shop ages ago. I've had this theory. Let me put that down. I've had this theory for a while. So I like collecting little, beautiful little plates like this. But I'm always worried that they're like contaminated with lead. I don't know. There's just something in me that's just like, maybe I should get like a lead tester because I'm like, I don't know. I'm a bit worried about that. So I've had Julia Jacqueline stuck in my head for days. The song specifically that I have stuck in my head is Get Away From Me, I Think I'll Love You Soon. And it is just such a fun sort of like I love it so much. It's in my repeat playlist that I have on Spotify. You can go listen to it there. But I'm just like, fucking so relatable. I always laugh, like the amount of times I've told people to fuck off when I really like them is like ridiculous. Anyways, all in good time, all in good time. What else? I can feel my 60s playlist like calling at me as well, being like, listen to me. It is so fucking cold. Like I actually just can't deal with this. Do I go for a walk today? This is the thing. Oh, my foot, by the way. As I was editing last week's vlog, I was like, oh, this poor girl, like, honestly, my foot, I just don't understand what's happening with it. It's just, I think it's, but yeah, it's better, but I won't bank on that because every time I say it's getting better, it like fucks up again. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with running. Like really, I've like, too soon. Oh, toast. Everything's happening all at once, holy shit. I feel really chunky because usually I walk like 10,000 steps a day. Like I'm pretty like an active person in that regard. I just haven't worked out. I've done yoga, I've done my little yoga and stuff, but I just haven't I'm so nervous about breaking my foot again. Just not walking the amount that I usually walk. I've like gotten a little bit chonky. I don't think anyone else would think it, but I can feel it in my like face. I always get like, I can always tell. This lighting is just terrible. I think it's my, I don't know. Anyways, so I'm feeling a little bit of a chonk at the moment, but that could also just be because like, I don't know, it's winter and I'm cold and I just want to eat. All right, well, let's flip you around so you can see me making the toast. You are annoying me. Oh, that's like dead frozen. Okay, here's the thing. So I bought ice cream yesterday. My little, if you live in an apartment and like you have like a tiny fridge, you probably know this. It just like, if you put it on too cold, it can like make everything freeze, or it's like not cold enough so nothing freezes and everything's like slightly warm. It's just like fucking stupid. Anyways, so this is like super frozen because I put in ice cream because I really wanted to make a banana split, so I made a banana split last night. It's like the whole thing. I was very excited by it, but now this is fucking frozen. Let me get another avocado. We have a backup. Okay. God, this is just... Don't cut yourself. I almost slipped when I was like whacking out the pit the other day, and I was like, Jesus. It's dangerous. The kitchens are dangerous, man. Okay, so this one isn't like super on the mushy ripe side. It's more like a, you know, this would be a really good avocado for a salad where you want like a bit of bite. This isn't smushy enough, but that's okay. We'll survive. We will prevail, and you will go to jail. Name that film. That one's really obscure. I feel like if you're I'll give you a hint. It's Sandra Bullock and Hugh Grant. If you don't know it from that alone, then I can't help you. I'm sorry. Alright. Hello, little light flash. I love taking photos of those like little like what's the word for them? The word's gone from me. Look at that, that's like Inception. Was it a dream? Who knows? Light flares? This is lunch. This has been my lunch for a while. I'm usually a soup girl, but I'll share my first bite with you and then I've got to get back to work. Very good. Let me show you. Actually, let's do that. Come with me. All right. So, oh, should we eat together? See, like the light flare. I just think they're so beautiful. So just very quickly, this is my little memories box. And I've had this box for a very long time. This is like all the little postcards that I'm writing my little poetries on. This is, oh fuck. All of these little like stickers of paintings. And these are all like blue tacked together. I don't know how. All of these stickers of paintings. Like, it's so good. I have a little thing of Charlie, because if you know me, you know I love Charlie Chaplin. I have a bunch of old Polaroids from like old days. This is the pasta. This is evidence of me making the pasta every day. Like I had to take a photo of it. Me and my old V-dub. I miss her. So my flatmate and I used to share a birthday. This was from our first shared birthday together. We went to a strip club to celebrate. And then I have my little palette knives that I paint with. Polaroids. I threw out most of my Polaroids. I used to have like a whole, like my column in my apartment. It used to be covered with Polaroids, but again, because I've like everyone and everything from my life. It's kind of like, I don't really want Polaroids of people that like I don't want to bring with me to my next life, you know what I mean? All I have are these little, I really love this painting. This one's one of my favorites actually. This one's amazing. And I super love this one. I got this one when I was in Sydney a couple of years ago, and it was like my first holiday. It was like my first break I had in a really long time. So this would have been 3 years ago. Oh my God, it would have been like 3 years ago, almost to the day. Yeah. Anyways, I was in Sydney for a conference. I don't know, it was kind of like the first moment where I was like, I think I should quit my job. But I didn't. I stayed for like another year. But that was like the first time I had a really good break. Yeah, so taking that idea from the short story and that idea of paintings, you know, what if I just wrote little poems about these postcards themselves? And so that's what's inspired the latest evolution in my creative endeavors. There's still other things I'm writing at the moment, but I just like having something that I can just like kind of do that's like repeatable but like different and like makes me think a little bit more creatively, because like I'm writing something at the moment that's like needs a lot more time to like figure out what it wants to become. I've got ideas, but anyways, so yeah, that's what's in my memory box. And a poem, I have another poem. Oh, and a play card. This was my first ever poem, actually. So I wrote this in 2013 about a boy. And I think it was about a year ago, I posted it on my Instagram. Literally 2 days later, I bumped into him on the street and I was like, what the hell? I haven't seen him in like over 10 years. And I was like, how did I literally post this poem about this guy and then I bump into him on the street? But this poem is my favorite piece of writing I've ever done, like ever done. It's called After All I Do, I Miss You, and it's from November 2013. It says, when my head aches to understand the pain of not the complex web of nerves inside my brain, but the stinging words you once uttered of how you didn't want us to be we, my Eden falls upon my mind and I am free to run away from the confusion of existing, to be the nomad that my soul could be, to dream of space and faraway galaxies, and open in endless darkness brightened by the smudges of stars, you the bright star in the darkness of me. But my quest to be away from all that I know and dream these dreams, to believe that I am insignificant as I challenge my self-esteem, echoes in the still vastness of space. Amongst the clutter of friends, trapped in the repeating patterns of tired conversations, my thoughts of drowning into the nothingness of time battle against your words once spoken in hesitation. Here I find my obsession with the abyss, to float alone, to be forgotten, to leave you absent in my mind. But still, after all I do, I miss you. I just love it so much. And it's like, it's so funny how that whole arc of that guy was, when did we meet? We met at a party. I just remember being like, oh, I like this guy, and we just like hung out for that night and then we separated. Anyways, and we didn't talk. We were like kind of friends. We didn't talk for like months, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, like we started like sending these messages to each other that were like literally like love letters. And it kind of came to a head one night at a party where he just like kissed me out of the blue, and I was like, what is this? And then everyone kind of made fun of it, and like this is like really horrible. Like everyone made fun of us, and he basically was like, I can't be with you. And it was so devastating because I really liked him. But it was like the catalyst to get me to write. And it was like the first time I was like, oh, I'm actually really good at this. Like I'm good at this. This is something I can do. I remember when I bumped into him, I kind of was like, oh, you were nothing that you said you wanted to become. Like you literally have not done any of the things that you wanted to do when we were 20. And I was like, oh, people can say what they want to be when they grow up, but like, do you actually make action towards it? You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those things of like, you didn't do any of the things. You're just like some guy now, you know. And I just find it so funny how someone can inspire me to write something so beautiful that's like so like such an expression of how I feel about myself and like my own depth and complexity, yet this person is like so like null. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that's like such a good reminder to be like about people and feelings and stuff. And if you're a romantic like me or quite like poetic, it's like don't fall for someone's potential. Like
you know, but like allow that to be the catalyst to get you to create really cool stuff, because like it's only like a reflection of yourself and your complexity and your capacity to do something really cool and creative, not them. And I'm really glad I've had that sort of perspective, especially if, like, writing stuff. Anyways, so that's like a very long tangent of my feelings and like my writing and like my perspective of my writing. It's like, it's never about somebody, it's just about like using that as like a sort of a spotlight on like the depths of me, I guess. Anyways, I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. But yeah, there's a line in this about the bright star, which like refers to my love of John Keats, and the film Bright Star, the poem itself of Bright Star, John Keats's relationship with Fanny, and like how they would write love letters to each other. And I don't know, I love Jane Campion. If you haven't seen Bright Star, it is that movie to me is perfection. I love that movie so much. I can't watch it because I have to like not watch it because it is so beautiful. And I think Jane Campion as well is just one of the most beautiful directors of our time as well. Like, I think we give our flowers to like all the male directors and stuff, but in terms of women directors who can tap into that like level of poetic, just take, it's like I don't know how to describe it, but there's something about like even like the piano as well. There's this like griminess to it, like the dark beauty of things, like dark, if you can like think about it in terms of like dark academia and all of that. Yeah. Anyways, so it was like a really long tangent about my love of poems and fuck me. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna edit, because that was like 13 minutes of like just trawling into, again, what I call the mind of Ali. So yeah, that is the Mind Valley for today. I just love it. It's just so fun. This guy, oh my god, he sat next to my desk a lot as well. I loved him. I just love weird things. Anyways, so that is my memory box.